Yo, 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 it's your boy Poppy Gordo, aka 30 Rack, aka Carnage, and you're here tuned in with Massive Appeal. The thing was, I was never really into music growing up like that. Like in Guatemala, I was, you know, and when I'm in the United States, I mean, when I really started getting into like American pop culture and like listening to radio, listening to what was what, that's when I really got into a lot of the music stuff. And then when that whole DJ Drama era came out and all these mixtapes were hot, and I was like leaving middle school, entering high school, I was so infatuated by like Khaled and like Drama, and like I wanted to do that. You know, when funny enough, my first name I came up with was DJ Premier. I didn't know there was a DJ Premier there already, right? Because I really, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of like, and then I found out it was, and then I kind of named myself Carnage. And everybody always asks me, there's no meaning behind it. I just picked Carnage. And I was doing a lot of mixtape stuff back in the day. I was hosting mixtapes, and I was still working on producing. I was sucked then. And then, you know, I was doing all that for a while. If you ask anybody back home, like I used to sell mixtapes at lunch for like $3, and all these songs that I would find on MySpace. Yeah, but then I started making beats, and I got better and better, and I started producing for all these guys that I liked. And that's like little guys you wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? But I was bugging everybody, blowing everybody up, blowing blogs up, blowing rappers up. Hop on this whenever a rapper would be like, he said beats in, I'd fucking stay there. For me, it got to a point where I was doing all those beats and then nobody was taking them, or they would take them and it would just be like a mixtape record. And I was just so tired of making beats all day and then not getting nothing out of it. So I started just doing everything and releasing myself, and it just happened. And now I'm in a position where I can take your favorite rapper and make something with them and say, this is gonna be hot, and make something hot, you know? So it's all happened organically. It's been really, really cool. My homie had told me, he was like, check out this kid, that's fire. Shouts out to Kenny Loudpack. He told me, he was like, yo, I just got this song from this kid, peep it out. I listened to this kid. He had like probably like maybe 400 followers on SoundCloud. I don't know, the shit he was dropping was mad, it was just hard, you know? And yeah, like we just got cool. He's a super smart kid, you know? And I remember he had posted up, what do you want was already another record, but it was a freestyle he did. And it was called a Thugger Freestyle. And Charlie, he had made that with him. And I was like, I heard it and I was like, what is this? Holy fuck, this is crazy. But it was like a long freestyle. And I was like, send me the stems right now, watch what I do with it. He sent the stems over with the vocal and everything. I chopped it up because it sounded like shit back then. It was early shit, you know what I'm saying? So cleaned the fuck out of it and added some shit to the beat, simple stuff. And then I had that, and then I had 2 open verses. I hit up Rich and I hit up Ferg, and I got them both to do verses to it, and I put it together. That was like the first record I think majority of people heard Uzi from, was that record. So, and now he's crushing it. I don't know, I like to play for the crowd. So I kind of always like to see what's working or not. But if I have an hour, then it's like 70% is my shit, and then 30% is other people's stuff. But if I'm playing in Vegas, I'm playing for 3 hours. If I'm wasted, then it's just like probably only 20%. I'm just playing a bunch of bullshit, you know? There are DJs though that play only their stuff. Those are the guys who have like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. Like Calvin Harris only plays Calvin Harris songs. And he can do it for like an hour and a half, which is pretty impressive. I have like my formula. I kind of like to go from like, if people, you can notice, so you can go to like any of my sets, like on videos or whatever, like I like to go from like 140 BPM, and I go up gradually, 140, 150, 160, 80, 90, 100, 120, 130, 140. I go like, you know what I'm saying? Like you get like, and that's why like my sets kind of go like really intense, and then when you get to the hundreds, it's like chill, and then you go back in. A bunch of good stuff on 100. You get the girls twerk. Girls dance. Me and Young Thug did an EP together, and it's like up there with some of his best work he's ever done, ever. He's a fucking genius, bro. He's fucking, everything he puts out is so good. And all the really good stuff he puts out is like, I mean, it's just stuff he does is just like, and he's such like, he's one of the most talented guys I've ever met. Like, we did about 6 songs, or 7 in total, and we did them all in 2 days. And they were like, we did like 3 songs a night. And he goes in there, he records, he turns off all the music outside, so only him and the engineer can hear it. He makes the engineer put headphones on, and he records a song. And I remember I went in there, put the beat in. He went in there for 15 minutes, came out to drink, and then he was like, play it. And the song was done. He did that with every song we put him. He did it in 15 minutes, by himself, in the room. Nobody heard it. He walked out, and the song's done. I'm not hyping this at all. That really happened. He's in the studio every day. He's never not in the studio. He easily has over like 3,000 songs. He shows his phone, he just goes through his iTunes, and it's just song after song. He doesn't know, like, I played him all the songs, like, I was with him like 2 weeks ago, shooting a video. He didn't remember half the songs we made. You have to be quick with him. Like, if I'm there, and he's like, and he asks me if I need to, like, put a beat on, like, I should have the beat ready. Because, like, if I take more than a minute, then he, like, spazzes on, like, the engineer, like, why isn't the beat up? And I'm like, and now he's, like, learning how to really just perfect his craft. So, like, the Young Martha EP we're about to drop is, like, yeah, the lead single with Meek Mill, a lot of people, like, when I play it, they're like, who's the guy on the hook? And it's Young Thug. He just has a completely different voice. Like, he sounds like Louis Armstrong. I was born in D.C. and I moved to Guatemala when I was 1 or 2. And I stayed there till 10, came back and learned English. I see some crazy things growing up. I was raised in a third world country. Kind of the same thing compared to some kids living in the hood out here. Easily comparable. Yeah, I've seen it all, man. Guys get murdered in front of my house. Fucking just next level poor shit. I mean, my family in Nicaragua lived in a fucking shed. We'd go visit them. Heavy gang stuff, like real gang stuff, you know, like real sketchy shit. I didn't live in like a shitty area, but I mean, being out there, you walk fucking 10 steps down and from my neighborhood, which is like you gotta look at it like this. I was fucking 3, 4 years old being able to ride my bicycle in my neighborhood. And now I just went back to Guatemala 3 years ago and I played a festival. And my whole street is just like locked up and caged up because there's just so much burglary and so much like, you can't walk there. It was really strange coming in. I didn't know what to read. I didn't know what like Rice Krispies were, like basic stuff, you know? All I knew was WWF, Spanish Nickelodeon, and my Naughty by Nature cassette tape my mom sent me. I used to listen to hip hop array like every day. Like in middle school and up, I wasn't raised like in DC or like the city. Middle school, I moved to like Germantown, which is like the suburbs. Germantown, Gettysburg, Silver Spring era. And then when I went to high school, when I was in 8th grade, I left and I went to the country and I moved into I'm talking about the boonies. I moved to the boonies. There was no black people there. There was like probably 3 black kids in my class, like graduating to high school. And like, you know, I was in the country, like boonies. And like, I remember like there was like KKK pamphlets being held out like in middle school. And that's when I kind of like, you know, being around white people, I got introduced to like dance music. So like, yeah, like I was like, you know, I mean, not like they didn't listen to dance music back then, because dance music wasn't a thing back then, but like, you know, if I would have been still in Germantown or even closer to the city, I think I would have been more black than I am now. I mean, yeah, and then I started playing football and I really had nothing to do there. So that's when I was not playing football and I was at home, I only had a couple friends 'cause I didn't know anybody. And I started fucking around my computer and making beats. So I mean, thank God that I moved to the country, or else I wouldn't have been here making music. I was like, I love Chipotle, and they're like, Chipotle gang. And then people started getting tattoos, and then people started getting bumper stickers, licenses. Yeah, it just kind of